censorship. They putting in with tail, and men like me and this year go take a jail. But I ain't afraid powder when I play in mass. This year when I sing in me song, I pepper in it. They had a belly, really? They had a belly. They had a belly. They had a belly. They really had a belly. I find they had a belly. Blaze was broke hobby, Breeze and was monkey man, and none of them ever get on with the Calypsonian. So when carnival come, is we rolling the show, and if they cannot take the jam, then all they so and so. They had a belly. They had a belly. We didn't say they had a belly. They just jump in. They had a belly. I find they had a belly. I find they had a belly. When they do the wrong things, the country pay the price. But they want me to use me tongue and sing Grenada nice. But tell them I am here to help the country out, and to stop me they had to put a handcuff on me mouth. They had a belly. They had a belly. They had a belly. They had a belly. They took both. They had a belly. They had a belly. More pressure. Get this. When Uncle Gary passed onto the great beyond, I feel so ashamed to see how we politicians get on. But now everybody know they dirty secret. Grenadian politicians, they too bloody hypocrite. They had a belly. When Gary was alive, oh God, Gary was blind, but he was man. Now he dead, working class champion, father of the nation, all the hypocrite. This thing unbearable, he driving me insane. I touch me switch only to find that car and gone again. Boy, I ain't really know why they acting so strange. When NDC sell grand like for them for a slow exchange. They had a belly. All me mix spoil. They had a belly. Fridge gone, TV gone. Oh God, what we go do? They had a belly. I find they had a belly. Socialist, you know, important. He has some men out there, and their biggest joy is holding down and raping little girl and little boy. But it is time the law stop this thing for good. Any man who commit that crime, they should cut out it. They had a belly. I find they had a belly. They have belly, but they should not have something else. They had a belly. I find they had a belly. They really had a belly. Brass. Oh, this is humor time. All is true. Bubble a potting style. We it a nice woman. He bossing but she figure and she big bottom. So he take she to top off the tongue to eat. When she open she mouth, you know the woman know at it. He high belly. He heavy belly. He really heavy belly. He heavy belly. He heavy belly. Beast, this is heavy belly. Beast on top the stage and he playing sweet, but he forget that morning was coconut food he eat. Next thing this get up and he start to prance, and when you hear the cry, you know he's grimace in pants. He heavy belly. What's smelling so good? He heavy belly. Oh God. He heavy belly. Bad belly, you mean? He heavy belly. He really heavy belly. I find he heavy belly. Last year I find Swiper really take a chance to come and show people the more belly than Bam Bam dance. But Swiper making joke. All you know, of course, he don't have belly, and in Bam Bam think that plenty worse. He heavy belly. He don't have that. He heavy belly. Where he getting that? He heavy belly. Swiper don't have no belly, boy. He heavy belly. All you sing the right thing. He heavy belly. He don't have. He heavy belly. Where he getting that? Fly boy. The show them the one come dance. If you hardly don't see OMP, anytime you're checking me busy, Peter David always flying. Some people cannot see him, Gilbert we realize, like he and people dead in nice. Some of them are passing away, they forget to put them up there. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they're treating us like this, one thumb for qualis. Put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. When they're treating us like those, one thumb for juggle, but put it up, put up your thumb, put it up, put up your thumb. If they treat us like clappers, one thumb for the. Anytime they fret you, really get you vexed, make you feel you want to cut out your index. You just have to lead them, do their stupidness. Don't make it a problem, just go and practice. Then give them the one thumb if they wouldn't take it light. Showing everybody they cannot unite. And when you hear they talking about group of four, that is the time that you have to done some more. They be having power hungry, like they want leadership quickly. The way they get in on a show, they can't wait for Tilly to go. They're so embarrassing, and they petty quarreling, fretting you to the max. The dance don't help you relax. All in from the media, they fussing one another. This stupidness reminding we of October 1983. One term. If they wouldn't pull up their pants, show them the one come dance. One term. Put your thumb up on them balance, show them the one come dance. If you find the facts feeling, only IMF they studying. They made the country in deep shit, so they're trying to fix it, but they made that mistake before. 92, 93 and 4, NMP always dug in and giving them the rubbish to clean. Put it up your thumb, put it up your thumb. If they wouldn't understand, one thumb for Tillman. Put up your thumb, put up your thumb. If you want to push it up, one thumb for Nazimbok. Put up your thumb, put up your thumb. If they wouldn't stop this thing, one thumb for the skin. Look away when the job pass, like you do with politician. Look away as you a poster. come, they defend the dumb, but jab jab they are straight on. Look away, look away, look away when they jab jab pass, like you do with politician. Look away as you are cross down. Look away, look away, look away when the jab jab pass. You don't care when they doing wrong. Look away as you are cross down. I tell you, take jab to you.
G Enterprise invites you to a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, a chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322, 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500. And our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visual, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
And a good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and pretty much the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, all of you listening locally, regionally, internationally. Hope all of you have been having a wonderful day thus far. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Intercall day 1, yeah?
Politics.
If people don't understand Grenada,
That's no kicks. I don't like it. Politics.
certain times it looks like we are about to have a civil war, but it's nothing like that. It's just that we are very passionate people, eh?
So I go fix up them old police station to hold those who murder and rape. Because I'm fed up reading the media about an ex-prisoner escape. Go fix up all those high prices that most Grenadians can't afford. Instead of demolishing those poor vendors put along the side of the road and leave them balling with them out close.
Giza, good night to you, bro.
Jesus is of the blows.
Mr. Handsome, good night to you.
With them out close. Higher the monkey climb.
to let you all know some of the activities that are coming up.
What's up the blues? My people balling with their mouth closed. Mr. PM, please open up some doors. Why the hell food prices gone up so far?
Yeah, so let me just give you all a reminder of some of the stuff that's coming up.
And the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on.
The new National Party St. John's constituency.
And the pillars strong.
They're having the village talk with Mr. D.
Take a good look around.
Come on out and hear about the work done, the work ahead, and share your voice for the future of our community.
We moving on. The house solid.
And this Thursday, they're moving into Florida St. John, Bottom Junction.
Take a good look around.
Mr. D, you need to give me the information regarding the time, yeah? I assume it's going to be evening time around after 5, so yeah? But I don't want to assume, I want to know. So it's Village Talk with Mr. D. That's going to be taking place out there in Florida St. John this Thursday,
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop.
the 19th of March,
Don't stop it.
the Bottom Junction, yeah?
Don't stop it.
Come on out and meet the man. Well, you know the man. You've been around the man before and the man been around you. But you're getting the opportunity to reconnect with the man, yeah?
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
He has never left. He there with you.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Absolute Basketball in collaboration with Mr. Christopher Diali Jr. present Road to Glory. Over $8,500 in cash and prizes to be won. 3-on-3 basketball. That's taking place this Saturday and Sunday at the Grenada Hard Court from 6:30 p.m.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop.
So this Saturday and Sunday
Stop it. Don't stop it.
at the Grand Anne's Hard Court,
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
starting at 6:30. So get your crew and head on down, man.
Stop it.
Get your partners. 3-on-3.
Don't stop it.
$8,500 to be won, man.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Hey, get any money for some brand new kicks there, you know, yeah. So if you've got what it takes, you head on down to the Road to Glory. That's Absolute Basketball in collaboration with Mr. Christopher Diali Jr., the Road to Glory. Grand Dance Hard Court this Saturday and Sunday, starting at 6:30. For more information, contact Gary Chance at 421-0128. Yeah, that's 421-0128 and 449-0128, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop the progress.
And then the NNP UTAM, they're attending that Thanksgiving service, a generation that remembers. That's going to be taking place on Sunday at 10 a.m. at Agape Ministries in River Road, yeah.
Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid. And the
They're asking you come on out and worship with us.
take a good look around.
That's the youth arm of the new National Party, yeah? The only true youth arm of any political organization in Grenada since the revolution. The new National Party youth arm. As a retired general of that army, I can tell you, yeah?
Don't stop the progress.
So that's going to be taking place on Sunday.
Don't stop the progress.
Good night to you, Bishop Devon Roche.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Good night to Mrs. Roche and the family.
Don't stop it. Don't stop
A
it.
generation that remembers, that's the theme. It's going to be taking place this Sunday at Agape Ministries in River Road.
Stop the progress.
Remember, the starting time is 10 a.m., yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
And the new National Party St. George Northeast branch, they're having this activity. It's coming up on Easter Sunday, yeah? Mr. Nimrod Oliver, he's inviting the entire constituency to a family fun day. That's Easter Sunday at the Tempe playing field. Come on out and enjoy a day of fun, laughter, and togetherness, yeah?
Progress.
You got the children, bring the children out, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Bring your husband, bring your wife.
Don't stop.
Don't bring the keeper when you bring in the wife, you know, you can understand, you can help in problem. Don't do that. It's family day, right? Nice.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
So that's the NNP St. George Northeast branch.
Don't stop the progress. Don't
A
stop.
family fun day that's taking place Easter Sunday. Looking for somewhere to go Easter Sunday.
Don't stop it.
Remember, the place to be is the Tempe playing field. You can bring the children out. They're gonna have different activities for the children, and they're gonna have activities for the the elders as well. You understand? Yeah. It's all about the family, bringing the family together, because you know it's love in the house of the new National Party.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
And you better save the date for this one. Those of you out there in the diaspora,
Don't stop it.
the NNP New York chapter, they're having their 3rd annual Evening of Elegance.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
We'll be getting some more information on that, but definitely it'll be taking place on the 11th of July.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop
So
it.
11th of July, NNP New York chapter. Somebody send a ticket for me. I'm coming up. I'll go and get my visa already. I'm coming up. Well, if you like, we can get my visa. I get my visa. Hey, what do I do? Sheldon, you know. Government could try and stop me. They can't stop me from getting my visa. They can say what they want. I get in it. I'm more ranks in the White House than them.
Don't stop the progress.
So save the date, July 11th.
Don't stop the progress.
NNP New York chapter, the 3rd annual Evening of Elegance formal event.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Good night to you, Isadore. Good night to you, Wendy. Good night to the entire circle up there.
Don't stop it.
Zingo!
Progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Yes, indeed, folks. We'll give you a reminder a little later in the program once again.
Don't stop it.
But those are some of the activities that are coming up. There's some more.
Solid and the killer strong.
Just haven't seen the flyers get to me yet, eh? But once they get to me, you know I won't put it up, eh? Nice.
The house solid and the killer strong.
Sing the thing!
Stop the progress. Take a good look around. The house solid and the killer strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the killer strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around.
Yes, indeed, folks. And once again, yeah, we want to, first of all, we want to congratulate all of the young folks that went out there and did their very best. Even though you may not have medaled, but you went out to leave home and to go to the Karani James National Stadium and to go there and go onto that track and do your best. That's all anybody asks from you. Do your best. Yeah? We love it when you win, but we love it just as much when you try your very best. You give your best. For yourself, for your community, for your school, because it's not just about you. It's about you. It's about your school. It's about your class in the school. Yeah, suppose your class trying to bring more medal than another class. So it's about your class, it's about the school, it's about your house in the school, it is about your community, it is about your nation. Because at the end of the day, all of us are Grenadians. Yeah? So, as you all go forward in the Intercall games, we here at Talking Points want to once again congratulate you all for being part of the historical Intercall games. Yeah? We want to thank you all and congratulate you all for being part of it and encourage you all to continue doing your best. There are athletes that I remember years gone by that I've met in the Intercall games and put medal over the neck and so, or some of them, maybe they didn't even medal, but you meet them, you talk with them and so on. And many of them have gone to university doing their masters, all sorts of things now. It was a stepping stone to greater things. There are those who went to the Olympics. One even medaled at the Olympics. And they came through the same Intercall games. So see it for the opportunity that it is. and utilize it effectively. Because I can tell you that the eyes of the world are on Grenada's youth. Yeah? Those coaches at the universities in the US and in Canada and so on, they're looking on, eh? Even regionally, in Jamaica and so on, they're looking on at the athletics here in Grenada. And they're selecting who they find might make that fella look like he could be a good one for a 4x4 team. That guy look like a good one could be good for a 4x1 team. That fella, if we work with him, we could develop him into a world-class 100-meter runner. So they're looking on. And don't think they're only watching at what's going on the track, but what's going on the field as well. Those of you in the shot put and the discus and the javelin and the high jump and the long jump. That some people tend to only focus on the races on the tracks. No. There are a lot of coaches that are looking at what's going on in the field events as well. So we want to congratulate all of you. We ain't just congratulating them that go in and run, but those that jump in, those that throw in, we're congratulating all of you. And your schools and your coaches for continuing to have our young people involved in positive activities. Yeah? So I am unaware of where the point standings are at this point in time. You all know I do have no horse in this race, right? Because you all know, as I've mentioned before, that I never go any of them. Yeah. I've been to nearly all those schools, but as a visitor. So I've been to nearly all those schools, but just as a visitor. Yeah? I have not been there as a student. So let me see if I can pull up what the last point standings are for today. Let me see here. Okay, I think this is the final that I got for today off of Party Grenada Naz. Yeah, I'm seeing it on Party Grenada. That's the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary. That's all you want to hear. Okay, the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary. They're on 104 points. Grenada Boys Secondary School, they're on 77. Presentation Brothers College following on 36. St. David's Catholic Secondary on 26 points. MacDonald College on 25 points. Boca Secondary School on 19. And the Grenada Christian Academy on 12. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. I'm not seeing the female. I'm only seeing the male. Naz, pop the females. I only seeing the males. Pop the females. Nice? Yeah. Set up your boy. Good old buddy, Naz and Benjamin. Yes, indeed. So, yes, folks. The intercall is continuing. And we wish the best of all the athletes that are out there. We know that they'll be out on the field tomorrow. And they'll be out on Thursday, God willing. So, we wish the best for all of them. Yeah, we wish the best for all of them. And somebody, let me see if it's the latest scores somebody sent for me. Yeah, somebody sent an updated list for me. Yeah, man. Well, you see, that's why I have some kind of listeners there. You know, right. Nice. So the updated that I'm seeing from a good friend of mine here for the girls. Let me see the time. That was. What time is this? But anyway, what I'm seeing, St. Joseph's Convent, St. George in the front with 55, St. David's Catholic School with 53, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary with 51, Anglican High School on 38, Boca Secondary School on 35, MacDonald College on 26, Hillsborough Secondary on 9, Grenada Christian Academy on 8, St. Joseph's Convent Grenville on 8, Westmoreland Senior School on 8, Westerhall Secondary School on 7, Bishop's College on 4, Grenville Secondary and St. Mark's Secondary, both of them on 3 points, Happy Hill Secondary on 2, Wesley College on 2, Grenada Seventh-day Adventist on 1, and the St. George Institute on 1 point. In the male, St. Andrew Anglican Secondary on 102, Grenada Boys Secondary on 76.50, Presentation Brothers College on 42, St. David's Catholic, they're on 26, MacDonald College on 25, Boca, they're on 19, Grenada Christian Academy on 10, St. John's Christian, they're on 10. St. Mark's Secondary School on 5. Hillsborough Secondary on 4.50. J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary, they're on 3. St. Rose Modern Secondary on 3. Wester Hall Secondary on 3. Grenville Secondary School on 2. Wesley College on 1. And Happy Hills Secondary on 1. So those are the last points that I've gotten there. I am not sure if there is anything additional to that. That's the last one that I am seeing there. All right, so we're going to go by that for now. I know many of you, you see, if you're non-Grenadian, understand this. Grenadians are very combative. In other words, very argumentative. At Carnival time, years ago, it used to be in relation to who would become the Calypso King. These days, it's in relation to who will become the Soca Monarch King. Yeah, so you see people back and forth and quarreling and arguing for their individual person. It's nothing personal because we still hug up and dance on Juve morning and so. Nothing personal. Right now, it's everybody's about their secondary school or secondary school. And I say secondary, it's an ongoing joke. But everybody is behind their school, their alma mater, or the school that their children are going to or their child is going to or went to. They're supporters of that particular school. So you would see persons online arguing and throwing talk at each other and so on. There's nothing much behind it. The next time you'll see such behavior is when it's election time. So, and then the night of election, you'll see people hug up and all kind of thing. Well, those who not crying, just be hugging up and all kind of thing. All right, nice. And folks, we will open the phone lines in about half an hour. We'll open the phone lines. We're not quite opening the phone lines yet. I see one or two people already trying to call. I ain't say nothing yet. What are you calling about? Yeah. So we will be opening the phone lines. Question here. Does the NNP have any activities in the UK? I have not gotten any information from the UK yet. What I will do is I will find out and pass that information on to you. All right, my friend, I'll find out and I'll pass that information on to you so you will know if and when the new National Party is having any activity out there in the UK. So folks, today I got this information regarding the cost of petroleum, and there's a particular reason because I get it every month. I usually get it. I don't always come here and speak about it. Yeah, sometimes the price go up, sometimes the price go down. I still don't come and speak about it. But there's a particular reason I'm speaking about it tonight, and I'll get into that in a short while. I just had to ban somebody from the stream a while ago. You ain't even know I'm going to say, but I've been watching that person behavior on some other stream. So I didn't give them the chance to, come on the stream and try and, not here, wrong place. Yeah. So as you can see, there have been significant increases, as you could see in this column, in relation to fuel here in Grenada. Gasoline, which was previously $13.93, is now, as of tomorrow, $15.18. So you better go and buy your gas tonight, to get it, because other than that, you'll be paying a $1.25 increase. Diesel, which was previously $14.35 per liter, is now $16.11, a $1.76 increase. Kerosene, which was $10.45, is now $13.10, a $2.65 increase there for kerosene. All right, and when it comes to cooking gas, for those here on mainland, the $40, which is the cost of that is being absorbed by government, and that is so since roughly about 2010, 2011, that has been the case, yeah? So that is nothing new, that is nothing special that this government is doing. It's been there since the previous NDC, through both iterations of the new National Party between 2013 to 2022, it was maintained, and it's just being maintained by the present administration because they dare not touch it anyway. The 100-pound cylinder, though, there's quite a significant price increase there. From $230.20, it's now $296.60. And that's a 66 $2.40 increase, yeah? Quite a significant increase there. And then they have the bulk prices and so on. All right, Carriacou, where the 20-pound cylinder is $49, right, which remains the same. The 100-pound has increased by $66.40 as well. So from $253.20, it's now $319.60, an increase of 66.40. All right, so there's significant increases in the price of gasoline, diesel, kerosene, the cooking gas, with the exception of the 20-pound cylinder. All of that has increased. And I want you to pay note to the second page of that release, which says that the Ministry of Finance continues to monitor petroleum prices and will intervene as necessary if prices exceed $17. So the price could get up to $16 per liter. You will have to pay $16.99. You will have to pay. They're only going to take action if it gets up to $17. Yeah? They will only take action, and they haven't said what the action is. They will only take action or intervene as necessary if and when the prices exceed $17. And folks, there's a high possibility that that can be happening soon. When I say soon, because right now with what we see going on in the Middle East, which is the reason that the cost has gone up so significantly between last month and this month. In fact, last month I think there was a decrease, and we've seen a significant increase this month. And if things continue as they're going for another few weeks, by the 18th of April, when the new pricing is put out, we will see another increase. And folks within the NDC now may say, well, that is world crisis. What you going to do about that? You can't do nothing to deal with the price at the cost of fuel. And so, I mean, you can't do nothing. The new National Party had it capped at $15. In other words, if folks had to be paying this, if the cap had been left there, you would not be paying that 18 cents extra. You'd be paying $15 right now. Yeah? Because that's the cap. But you see, this government, they tried to give you the impression that what the new National Party was doing was charging you $15 if the price drops so low that the real price should be somewhere around, let's say, $11 or $12, that NNP was forcing you to pay $15. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. That is why you had people put up this stupidness. Let me see if I can get it. You know, the others had this stupidness all the time. That is why people put up this stupidness back in those days, because they did not understand what the cap on the gas was about. But as usual, they had to open their mouth and talk. Or let's see who do it, eh? Yeah, AJ Williams. That was on the 17th of September 2022. Enjoy the new gas price tomorrow. Why cap it at 15 when we can give you for less? Well, right now you could give people for less. Because if you had capped it at 15, the additional 18 cents, they would not have had to pay it. I knew this would come back to haunt them, you know. That's why I make sure and I keep my copy of it. Eh? Yeah? Enjoy the new gas price tomorrow. Why cap it at, when you go to the gas station tomorrow, remember those words from the Minister of MIT. You know? Missing in the transition. Enjoy the new gas price tomorrow. Why cap it at 15 when we can give you for less? That is what they were telling you, because they were giving you the impression that NNP was making you pay 15 when you could have paid less. When the whole setup was to protect you from paying more. What the gas cap under the NNP did was not force you to pay more, was protect you from paying more when the price got so high. Government was absorbing the additional. So at times when the price should have been 17, you were paying 15. At times when the price may have been as high as 18, you were paying 15. But when the price was 12, you was paying 12. That is what was in place under the new National Party that they took out. And now they're telling you that they are going to put a cap of 17, $2 more than what the NNP had in place. And you had people praising them for this, you know. You had people that was praising them for this. Yeah? Back in 2021, that would be, for the 2022 budget, this is the announcement. I'm playing the announcement for you, man. This is the announcement from the NNP. Yeah? The then Minister of Finance, the Honorable Gregory Bowen.
Mr. Speaker, the slump in supply and consumption at the height of the pandemic triggered increased costs for fuel, and in recent months, motorists have paid more at the pump. The government will implement a cap of $15 per gallon on gasoline and diesel.
You see number 10, pong table, girl, pong table.
Effective from the next petroleum price change on December 18th, 2021. Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding that VAT is already removed on most basic food items, such as rice, flour, sugar, bread, wrong provision, vegetables, fish.
Just remember, all of these things are items that the New National Party removed VAT from so that you could lower the cost of living. Yeah? NNP removed the VAT from these things to lower the cost of living. And that was in the budget for 2022. This was the budget being read in December of 2021. So it was the budget of 2022 to lower the cost of living.
Government will exempt VAT on an additional 5 items effective January 2022. Saltfish, turkey parts, vegetable cooking oil.
Which is strange, because government exempted vegetable cooking oil. Then you heard this government coming in and saying how they lowering the VAT on cooking oil and so an item that was already zero rated by the NNP. But anyway, we digress.
And split price. Mr. Speaker, against the background of reduced revenue, these initiatives impose a tremendous burden on the part of the government. But we are convinced that this is the appropriate course of action and one which will stimulate more activity in the local economy and fuel the recovery process.
So there it is. You had what the NNP was doing, because the New National Party understood that post-COVID, it would take some time for the economy to get back to where it was just before COVID. And remember, in 2019, we had record tourist arrivals in Grenada. The economy was flowing smooth, and then COVID hit, tourism crash, and everything else. So in 2022, the NNP was setting the basis for the recovery of the Grenadian economy, which is what you see taking place in 2022, 2023, and going forward. And while it was doing that, it made sure to protect all of us, but especially the most vulnerable amongst us, which is why the government took the move to zero rate certain items. VAT-wise, zero rate certain items. And why it also took the approach of capping the price of gas, because the price of gas affects different things, Because in the bakery, and then how much bakery using lumber and thing? How much bakery using old-time wooden mud oven? You have any bakeries using that? No, it's cooking gas they're using, isn't it? It means that their cost of production is going to go up. And then the other items that they're utilizing, the cost will be increasing. because the transportation cost to Grenada and then the transportation cost in Grenada is increasing. Don't be surprised. You hear from the busmen, we can't take it. Because with the increases that they are facing, they may have to be paying as much as an additional $100 or $150 a week when you count up everything, or more, that they would have to be paying. So you have to understand, if you hear them start to complain now and say no, they need some sort of leeway, they need an additional 25 cents or whatever it is, do not be surprised, because the government has not stepped in and said to them, hey, we are going to help you all and this is how we're going to help you all. None of that has taken place. We are yet to hear from this administration what measures they are putting in place, if any. So I believe they ain't putting none in place. What measures, if any, that they are putting in place to protect the average Grenadian, to protect us from the increases that we're seeing. Barbados, they have said, listen, these are the increases that we're expecting over the next 6 months. We expect these items to go up by this amount, transportation, this, everything to go up by that. These are the measures that we're putting in place to protect Barbadians. Bidge, I ain't hear you for a while, man. These are the measures that we're putting in place to protect Barbadians. In Grenada, silence. In Grenada, silence. Let's go back to the 2022 budget, man. Yeah, let me go back to the 2022 budget again. I want to play our next one here.
Anything you do, you have to do the cost and the benefit. The package that amounted to millions of dollars to give relief to the poor and vulnerable and the other groups in the community, you know. Reduction in the electricity charge. The capping of gas price at $15 is a major benefit to everyone. $15 capping. Right now it's $17.45. From the next billing cycle, it will never cross 15. That is what the cap means. It would not cross it. So the gas price will increase. That's what government going to absorb the loss. Government is going to absorb the loss and cap it at 15. So you would not see gasoline price crossing 15 again. At one time, gasoline price had reached $18.50. You know. The government at the time didn't talk about capping it. But it reached $17.50 and we say we're going to cap it. Everyone will benefit from that cap. These are the measures that were announced in the budget to give relief to people.
Yes, indeed, folks. So you heard it there from a man that understands what he's talking about and a man that knows what he's talking about. Eh? That's the Honorable Oliver Joseph speaking there on the 2022 budget. And he was explaining, because when he's talking about under another government, that was under the NDC government, the former NDC government, the price went above $18. They didn't cap it. But the NNP see it approaching 17 and say, no, we're capping it at 15. When all of this was taking place, the NNP said to these folks, they said, no, do not remove the cap. You're doing a bad thing. If you remove the cap and situation get out of hand, as we see happening now, people can find themselves in a problem. Because you already have situation that some people in St. Andrew parking up the vehicle and take the bus and come to town. And then go back up St. Andrew, pick up the vehicle where they leave it and then go home, you know. They ain't driving down to town because the cost of fuel. And that is with it being what it was. Imagine where it is heading now. And some people say, well, government can't do. Yes, government could do something. The NNP showed that government can do something in relation to the cost of fuel. You can. There are measures that can be taken to deal with the cost of fuel. Yeah? Because remember, this is going to affect another area. This is going to affect another area. And I kind of I kind of scared to see my electricity bill in the next cycle. I'm really scared to see it. Because I know that that fuel charge is going to go sky high. I know that that fuel charge on that electricity bill is going to go sky high. It will affect the cost of the fuel. It's going to affect your electricity bill too. But there are measures that this government can put in place now. They have no excuse. There are measures that they can put in place now to protect you. But you know, I'd like to let people who understand things better than me talk sometime.
But even more important, Mr. Speaker, the measures announced by the minister, the key one and the most important one, would have been very difficult to implement if it was owned by WRB still. Moving any change in the non-fuel charge. And Mr. Speaker, the minister has identified 3 areas where you can get some relief. The 30% reduction in the non-fuel charge, increasing the threshold for VAT from 90 to 500 kilowatts hour, and the removal of the environmental levy. Mr. Speaker, just briefly, I just want to give you a comparison to show the benefits, how you could benefit from that. Let us assume that your kilowatt hour consumption, a household, 500 kilowatt hours for the month. Before the recommended change, that household will have to pay for fuel surcharge, $215 based on the existing rate now, $215 in fuel surcharge. The non-fuel surcharge, $200. Yeah, EVL, which is fixed at $5, and the VAT, which remember I was making a big issue about, the VAT on that will be $9.79. So before any relief, the household bill will be $429.79. With the relief measures, the fuel surcharge now will be, what was it? But overall, Mr. Speaker, you get a relief of $64.79 from that, which is important. Similar to the capping on the gasoline, $15. A busman from Saturday to St. George's, average, let us say, 17 gallons per day to go up and down. It's capped at 50. When you do the calculation, Mr. Speaker, he could save over $150 a week if you make only one trip. Time will not allow for me to go through the calculation, Mr. Speaker. But it tells you.
So you all understand where we are at right now. We're back in that situation, We are back in that situation that you heard Honorable Anthony Boson talking about there. We are back in that situation that you are about to see some significant increases in your electricity. There are measures that the government can implement. The NNP did it. So the NDC can't say that it can't happen. They could say that they can't do it because they're incompetent or they just don't care. They could say that, but they can't say that it cannot be done. They cannot say that that cannot be done. Remember, it is the new National Party ensured that we got back Grenada in our hands. So the moves that could be made now, as you heard Honorable Anthony Boson saying there, those moves that are being made now could not have been made if WRB was still the owner of Grenada. Remember who was the lawyer? The present Prime Minister of Grenada was trying to make sure it stayed in their hands, WRB. But now it is in government's hands. In other words, it's in your hands. And moves can be made to protect you against what we know. We ain't guessing that the electricity price is about to go up, If I remember clearly, I saw something come out from Grenada talking to that recently. So it is not a situation where we can say that, hey, we didn't know that this thing coming. Yeah, a little bit more about Grenada and what the NNP did as opposed to what. This is Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell speaking as Leader of His Majesty's Opposition on Budget 2023. So this was at the end of 2022 for the 2023 budget. And he was speaking on this same issue. So let's go over to Dr. Mitchell.
have a heart. But anytime you have to make sacrifice, the poor people are the ones must make the sacrifice, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the new budget, I want to just give a breakdown of some figures for those who may not understand.
And note, before they misrepresent what he said there, because what he was saying is that everything that this NDC administration does, they are placing the pressure on the poorer people in our country. Not that he believes that the poorer people are the ones must make the sacrifice. He's saying that that seems to be the belief of the NDC. Just wanted to clarify that because of how the clip is made. You may get the impression that he was speaking about his philosophy. No. He's saying this is how the NDC operates.
That we remove that on the 500 kilowatts of electricity consumed by households. Mr. Speaker, let me give you some numbers. Somebody who was using 300 kilowatts, the non-fuel charge under the NMP was $91.29. The fuel charge was $260.46. No environmental levy, no VAT. Total $351.75. And these are poor people because 300 kilowatts is joke. The NDC program, 300 kilowatts, similar amount. Non-fuel charge, $121.71. The fuel charge is the same, $260.46. $10 environmental levy, $15.08 VAT. Total $407.25 for people again. Another one, 800 kilowatts. Non-fuel charge NNP, $243.44. Fuel charge, $694.57. Mr. Speaker, $10 environmental levy, $13.69 VAT, total $961.70. Under the NDC, 800 kilowatts, $324.56 non-fuel charge. Fuel charge, $694.57. I'm giving you guys work to go home and do. $694.57. Check it because you might say hell lie. Environmental levy, $10. VAT, $21.33. Total cost under the NDC for the same 800, $1,050.46. Mr. Speaker, and the token, most people use a lot of kilowatts, Mr. Speaker. Not the big man that getting this. Most of the revenue and the things that we give, the big people in the bigger levels, at the higher levels of consumption, are the ones that would benefit the most. If you go to 1,500 kilowatts per hour and so on, that's where you will benefit a lot compared to what the NNP was giving. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the measures imposed by the Minister of Finance of this country have placed the people, the poor ones, in the worst of position. I challenge them to dispute these live examples, Mr. Speaker.
That is when the teacher teaching. You understand? So what Dr. Mitchell was simply saying is that what has been put in place by the NDC for the people who use more electricity, those people, hotels, business places, those with the massive houses with 7 and 8 bedrooms and that sort of thing, and 2.5 bathroom. I know does have a half, but 2.5 bathroom and those sort of thing, and the pool out in front. Those are the people who will benefit from the structure that the NDC has put in place for electricity in Grenada right now. But the poorer people, the vulnerable people in Grenada, they are not the ones that are going to be benefiting from this. You often hear the Prime Minister speaking, the present Prime Minister saying that they've given $10 to people who use under a certain amount. Listen, to get that $10 rebate, you probably have to not be living in the place. Yes, so you probably have a fridge or something plug in or nothing plug in. So you're paying your basic rate to get back the $10. So you have very, very low usage to get the $10. It's in place for them to be able to say they have it in place. But the only people that benefit from the measures that they have taken would be people with very high usage. The average person, the middle income earners in this country, and the lower income earners, or some of the people that have no income, because some have low income and some have no income, they are not going to be able to deal with that. They are going to see significant increases. And you saw from 300 and something to when the NDC decided that they're not going to continue the measures put in place by the NNP, you ended up with people having to pay 400 and something from 300 and something dollars. Where they're going to find it? You already have, if they have ill parents or they have a medical condition or so on, they already have to find the additional money to pay for the increased price of medication that's going to nearly increase by a significant amount. I don't want to give the amount, but increase by a significant amount again over the next few weeks. By the time you see the next shipments of medication coming in, I know, I buy medication, I'm seeing it. You're going to see significant increases in relation to those things. You already can barely see about your elderly, because we speak about the youth, but we don't speak about the elderly much. We speak about abuse, and there is abuse taking place of elderly people in this country right now. There are elderly people that are being mistreated by relatives. There are elderly people who watch. They're on starvation diet because when they feel to cook something and give them, they give them. So when we're talking about abuse and so on, we have to speak about that. But look, when you look at the cost of living and you look at the CPI, you realize that the care of these same elderly people that may be being mistreated out there has gone up by over 33%. And you can imagine what's going to happen now. And I want to thank the person that dropped off the Pampers today. It was well received. Yeah? So you know that we are going to be seeing some significant increase. We don't want to see anybody else right now. We want to see the Minister of Finance coming to us and saying, hey, government is concerned about the costs of living and what is going to happen here in Grenada. These are the measures that we're putting in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. They knew less than a month after they came into office to go and put an additional $2,000 for themselves. They knew to go and do that. They barely get the first paycheck as a government minister, and they decide they can't live on that. They went for a further $2,000 a month and put it non-taxable onto their salaries. Yes, you heard me correct. Non-taxable. You can't tax it. They put that onto their salaries. But now, we're hearing other countries saying, no, this thing is coming our direction. We need to do something in relation to it. We need to put in place measures to protect our people. Meanwhile, our government in Grenada playing manje popo. But that is what they're playing. Because they have put and are putting nothing in place to protect the Grenadian people. Nothing. We need to hear from them. We need them to come to us and say, these are the measures they're putting in place to protect us. That, hey, government is going to absorb the cost of this. We're going to absorb that. We're going to zero rate these items. We still have to take some VAT on these items. Government has to make some money. But what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the VAT by 2%, by 4%, or 5%. We're going to take 10% instead of 15%. But we still need to collect VAT on those items. We're going to reduce it a bit to give you a little buffer room. But even when they do that, you don't feel it. You know why I don't feel it? Because they don't go around and check places. The places say, okay, the price gone down by 5%, no problem. Increase it by 10%. That's what some places doing. There are some unscrupulous places out there. So they're doing that. So you're hearing decreases. You've heard of decreases in relation to cooking oil by this administration. When you go to buy the cooking oil, you paying less? Or are you still paying more than you was paying before for the cooking oil? And for different items. Because there's no follow-up. There's no serious price control. It's a joke. There's no serious price control. To go into a supermarket or a store and check the prices of things and say, okay, that is okay, right? You're within the range that you're supposed to be. There's nothing like that taking place. They could say it taking place. You and I are the ones that have to take on the bald-head man with the glasses and pay. If we're lucky enough to have the bald-head man with the glasses. Sometimes it's the green one alone we have. Sometimes it's the jingle jingle alone we have. Some people could tell you they don't roll and last the sea. The bald-head man with the glasses, what is called a $100 bill? The bald-head man with the glasses. A glasses man. They don't know when last they see a glasses man. What is our government doing at this point in time to protect us, the Grenadian people, from the storm that is gathering? We know the Prime Minister like to jump on private plane and run over in Barbados and other place when storm coming. We know. But this storm, once again, is a clear and present danger. You can't go in Dubai, so we know where you go. It's a clear and present danger to the people of Grenada. It's a clear and present danger to the quality of life of each and every Grenadian. Because some folks may think that they're in the upper echelon and therefore they are insulated against what can take place. No, you're not. Because if the business that you're running does not get people coming in and being able to purchase, your business will crash. So you're not insulated. You may have some insulation for a period of time, but it's not indefinite. But those in the lower income bracket here in Grenada, they are in danger. How are they going to feed their children? How are they going to pay their utilities? How are they can't absorb it. And government may say, well, we can't increase salaries. We can't go and increase salaries. That's what they may say. We can't increase salaries. But increasing salaries is not always the avenue that you have to go. Because what you need to do is better the cost of living. So that if a person is getting $1,000, rather than say we give them a salary increase and you add $200 on it, you lower the cost of living for that person. So the $300 they were spending for electricity, instead of that, they're spending $2 instead. How much they were spending for water, they're spending $40 less for water. They're spending how much less for the internet and all of that. They're spending less when they have to go and buy clothes for the children. And more important than anything else, they're spending less when they go in the supermarket. So that the dollar could stretch more. You can positively impact the lives of people that direction, which is what the NNP was doing. Because at that point in time, because I see them only boasting now, oh, we signed with this union, I signed with that union. So what? The NNP, they're doing like it was the first time union signing for a 3-year back. When union signed, it doesn't sign for 1 year. It does always sign for 3 years. But you see, there are some people that was so busy doing them and not bothering with what's going on in the country that they never knew that. So when you had LL in the teachers union, and LL came and he got X amount of teachers into the teaching profession, not on contract, into the teaching profession permanently. I think it was over 400 or more that he got into the teaching profession fully. People who were on contract and so that got fully into the teaching profession under the public service. A lot of them didn't know, why? Because they wasn't paying attention. So they don't know what happened under that president of the teachers union. They don't know when he negotiated. And yes, they used to protest because sometimes they might say, well, listen, we want 4%, 4%, and 4%. And government may say, listen, reason with us, look at the state of the economy, building something here. Look, 3%, 3%, 3%. And they may have taken to the streets and protest and say, no, we protested, we want the additional 1%. until they come to agreement, and government might say, well, okay, you get 3, 3, and 4. And I'm just using figures here. But that is what used to take place and has been taking place for umpteen years. But this administration, doing like if them is the first people to ever come and give any public servant an increase. When it is a constant thing, even the present teachers union president can tell you that under the NNP, he got increases for his workers as well. And I mentioned LL because that's the one I know back in 2013, 2014 and so on. I used to give him real talk, but he's my boy. As far as I'm concerned, he's my boy. I don't know if he still considers me boy, but he's my boy. But at least back in those days, he, as much as he used to know, he protests and he say what he had to say about government and those kind of things. He's a union leader. He do what he had to do. But the government at that time would negotiate, and then they would come to a final agreement, and you hear, okay, they're getting this over thing. Same with police and prisons and the public armed service union, all of them, same thing. Over 3 years, you get this increase, that increase, that increase. But you have people running around now like if it's the first time unions ever get an increase. Wow, you don't see the government get the unions increase, and they get that 4%, they get that 4%. When you check it back sometime, you realize it's less than that the unions get during the period of the NNP. Less than the unions were getting during the period of the NNP. But they have to give the impression that they're doing something. They have to get the impression that things happening. Yeah? They have to give you that impression. But just remember, when you go to the gas station tomorrow, and don't worry, I'll go send it for you. Just remember, when you go to the gas station tomorrow, yeah, remember that message, 17th of September. Tell him when you see him too. Remind him when he say it on the 17th of September 2022. I know if you take it off his page now, but I had it saved. Yeah, the 17th of September 2022. He said to enjoy the new gas price. Why cap it at 15 when you can give it for less? Just remember, who said that? Yeah, that's what they told you. Why cap it when you could give it for less? Now they didn't want to cap it at 15, they want to cap it at 17. So they want to make you pay more than what you're paying under the NNP. And I'm getting a message here. Diesel in the UK is now £1.60 for a litre. Right? So they're paying £1.60 in the UK a litre for that right now. Here in Grenada, the rate that we're paying right now, it would work out to how much here? £4.43. £4.43. Pence, you call it? Yeah, £4.43 pence. That's what we're paying per litre for diesel right now in Grenada. Yeah, folks, I open the phone lines. 1473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, 4401. Where I get that one from? 1473-440-7377. That's the number you can call us. Call us on the WhatsApp. Yes, you have to call us on the WhatsApp. We can't take the direct calls.
Can't afford, instead of demolishing those poor vendors, put along the side of the road and leave them balling with their mouth closed.
I ain't balling with my mouth closed now. Nah.
Baby Jesus is of the blood.
I ain't going, and I ain't in that. I talk it.
Higher the monkey climb is more we expose. My people balling with their mouth closed. Over than the seas of the blues. My people balling.
1473-440-7377. I know oftentimes you hear people like Cami calling over the years, and Cami will tell you. She's seeing it. She's a vendor and she's seeing it. Because she will tell you, hey, a case of Monster, when I buy it before, it used to be this. And now, this is the price of a case of Monster. She'll tell you, when you buy a case of Guinness, it used to be 90 something, now it's 100 and something. You buy a case of water, it used to be this, now the case of water is that. So she is seeing the increases as it progresses over time. But she's not the only one. You're seeing it too. Because when you have to go around and purchase different items, you know what you purchase it for. This time last year, that it's way more expensive than that right now. You are going through. You are living the reality. You're not just talking the reality and talking about it. You are actually living the reality right now.
Mr. PM, please open up some doors. Why the hell food prices gone up so far?
And that is the reason that I'm speaking about the increase, the significant increase in the cost of fuel right now, soon to be followed by a significant increase in the cost of electricity. It coming. A warning all you now, all you better save a little something and put it aside if all you could save. Put something aside because the price of the electricity is going to increase. Yes, indeed.
Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows. Grenadians balling with their mouth closed.
Not balling with my mouth closed.
They say when you pour is when you expose. My people balling with their mouth closed. Yeah, them. Oh God, baby, Jesus is up the blows. Grenadians balling with their mouth closed. Be careful.
I'm looking for that note I saw from Grand Lake. I know they were inviting, I believe I saw something, but they were inviting some of the media to discuss the possibilities of coming up with the increases that should be coming up. So I was looking, I did see something with it, you know.
Transformation in we mass. When I start to talk, you say in a fast. Transformation in we mass. Hey.
Yes, indeed. Cindy, it did take that time because, and Cindy's saying that it took the 23rd of June 2022 for some folks to realize where Grenada is. Yeah? That it had a place called Grenada because some of them were just existing. You check back and you realize they were never involved in anything. They were never involved in anything in helping to really and truly do better for Grenada. They were not involved in anything at that point in time. So you see some of them coming up now and they're speaking like biggest expert. So when it come on the fish, oh, we did this. When it come on health, biggest experts in relation to all these things. But these are people that never paid attention to what was going on in Grenada before. So they come talking a lot of nonsense. And then they hear somebody talk about a shrimp farm. They hear somebody talk about a poultry farm. And they come to repeat what they hear somebody say. I see some of them trying to talk who were not even alive when poultry farm was happening. You just reaching the world. Two here don't come out on your chin yet, much less anywhere else, but you want to play man and come in to talk about things like if you know what you're talking. You don't know. Ask a question. But they hear it repeated elsewhere and they take it to come and talk it like if it's actual fact. Grenada lose a pile of money. What money Grenada lose? And then you hear them talking about, oh, healthcare now and healthcare. Again, we have to ask what is taking place with national health insurance. Because we're talking cost of living here. And when you're looking at the constant increases in relation to the cost of living, you're looking at the increases that have been taking place with the cost of living. You know that we have a serious problem when it comes to healthcare. Because medical services, that in other words, if you go to do a procedure, that has increased significantly and will be increasing even more because once the price of electricity increase, That's going to increase. So if you have to go and do an ultrasound or an X-ray, MRI or whatever it is, the cost is going to increase significantly because the cost of electricity increasing. So they're going to have to bump the cost up a bit. The products that they're using, that they're utilizing, that might be stuck somewhere over in China trying to get to Grenada and so on right now because of what's taking place in the streets. Even those things are going to cause all of the costs of these things to increase. Because it's becoming a problem to get things over from the Asian market over to the Western world, unless you're flying it, which is going to be additional costs again if you're flying it. So our people have found ourselves in a situation that we have a government that ain't thinking the things that I thinking about here, that we thinking about here, you know. That ain't saying, because, listen, in a budget presentation, they were warned by the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, Leader of His Majesty's Opposition. They were warned in her budget presentation. Be careful. Put measures in place. They didn't listen. They were warned how much years ago by Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell in December 2022. Careful what are you doing with the cap. Careful what are you doing with Grenada. Because you all are going to negatively affect the average Grenadian. You all are going to affect them. You know what? Let me play those three again for you all. Eh? Yeah, I'm going to play those three for you all again. Right? Yeah, let me start with this one. Right. Yeah, let me start with that one there. I'll play the three of them again for you all because I want it to sink in. Not just for you all, but for those who are out there that are trying to defend the nonsense that is taking place here. Now, when you are a government that understands what you're about and really and truly care about people, you do the things that are being mentioned here.
Mr. Speaker, the slump in supply and consumption at the height of the pandemic triggered increased costs for fuel, and in recent months, motorists have paid more at the pump. The government will implement a cap of $15 per gallon on gasoline and diesel, effective from the next petroleum price change on December 18th, 2021. Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding that VAT is already removed on most basic food items, such as rice, flour, sugar, bread, ground provision, vegetables, fish, etc. Government will exempt VAT on an additional 5 items effective January 2022. Saltfish, turkey parts, vegetable cooking oil, cheddar cheese, and split peas. Mr. Speaker, against the background of reduced revenue, these initiatives impose a tremendous burden on the part of the government. But we are convinced that this is the appropriate course of action and one which will stimulate more activity in the local economy and fuel the recovery process.
But even more important, Mr. Speaker, the measures announced by the minister, the key one and the most important one, would have been very difficult to implement if it was owned by WRB still. Moving any change in the non-fuel charge. And Mr. Speaker, the minister has identified 3 areas where you can get some relief. The 30% reduction in the non-fuel charge, increasing the threshold for VAT from 90 to 500 kilowatts hour, and the removal of the environmental levy. Mr. Speaker, just briefly, I just want to give you a comparison to show the benefits, how you could benefit from that. Let us assume that your kilowatt hour consumption, a household, 500 kilowatt hours for the month. Before the recommended change, That household will have to pay for fuel surcharge, $215 based on the existing rate now, $215 in fuel surcharge. The non-fuel surcharge, $200. Yeah, EVL, which is fixed at $5, and the VAT, which the member was making a big issue about, the VAT on that will be $9.79. So before any relief, the household bill will be $429.79. With the relief measures, the fuel surcharge now will be, what was it? But overall, Mr. Speaker, you get a relief of $64.79 from that, which is important. Similar to the capping on the gasoline, $15. A busman from Sattes to St. George's, average, let us say, 17 gallons per day to go up and down. It's capped at 15. When you do the calculation, Mr. Speaker, he could save over $150 a week if you make only one trip. Time will not allow for me to go through the calculation, Mr. Speaker. But it tells you
of the poor have a heart. But anytime you have to make sacrifice, the poor people are the ones must make the sacrifice, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the new budget, I want to just give a breakdown of some figures for those who may not understand that we remove VAT on the 500 kilowatts of electricity consumed by households. Mr. Speaker, let me give you some numbers. Somebody who was using 300 kilowatts, the non-fuel charge under the NMP was $91.29. The fuel charge was $260.46. No environmental levy, no VAT. Total $351.75. And these are poor people because 300 kilowatts is joke. The NDC program, 300 kilowatts, similar amount. Non-fuel charge, $121.71. The fuel charge is the same, $260.46. $10 environmental levy, $15.08 VAT. Total $407.25. Poor people again. Another one, 800 kilowatts. Non-fuel charge NNP, $243.44. Fuel charge, $694.57. Mr. Speaker, $10 environmental levy, $13.69 VAT, total $961.70. Under the NDC, 800 kilowatts, $324.56 non-fuel charge. Fuel charge, $694.57. I've given you guys work to go home and do. $694.57. Check it because you might say hell I. Environmental levy, $10. VAT, $21.33. Total cost under the NDC for the same 800, $1,050.46. Mr. Speaker, and the token, most people use a lot of kilowatts, Mr. Speaker. Not the big man that getting this. Most of the revenue and the things that we give, the people in the bigger levels, at the higher levels of consumption, are the ones that would benefit the most. If you go to 1,500 kilowatts per hour and so on, that's where you will benefit a lot compared to what the NMP was giving. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the measures imposed by the Minister of Finance of this country have placed the people, the poor ones, in a worse off position. I challenge them to dispute these live examples, Mr. Speaker.
In everything you do, you have to do the cost and the benefit. The package that amounted to millions of dollars to give relief to the poor and vulnerable and the other groups in the community, you know. The reduction in the electricity charge. The capping of gas price at $15 is a major benefit to everyone. $15 cap, you know. Right now it's $17.45. From the next billing cycle, it will never cross 15. That is what the cap means. It would not cross it. So the gas price will increase. That's what government going to absorb the loss. Government is going to absorb the loss and cap it at 15. So you would not see gasoline price crossing 15 again. At one time, gasoline price had reached $18.50. You know. The government at the time didn't talk about capping it. But they reached $17.50 and we say we're going to cap it. Everyone will benefit from that cap. These are the measures that were announced in the budget to give relief to people.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so clock it. 147344073. Ali, you want to call tonight? Nice, no problem. 147. Just know when it's 10 o'clock. Oh God, don't try and call when it's 10 o'clock after saying call now and you ain't calling, eh? Right. 14734407377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah, you can call us on the WhatsApp. Yes, indeed, folks. And again, today I kept getting more and more information regarding the issue of healthcare. We do have a half hour remaining on the issue of healthcare. And more people confirming that you can't get a blood test done at the general hospital. You have to go and get it done outside of the general hospital. Yet still, they say they're going and turn sod, eh? So they're going and turn sod. But you still can't get a blood test done at the general hospital. Yeah? But then it's not the first thing that they're getting wrong. Because remember, they also said this to us, you know. They said that they would have been staturizing when that was supposed to be. That was since last year, January, I think. Yeah, that was supposed to be since last year, January.
For us to statutorize the hospital. And our aim and intention is to get a competent board of directors by the 1st of January, 2025.
Which year? Because we're in 2026 now, and this was in 2024. So, Minister, let me hear that again.
Come. For us to statutorize the hospital. And our aim and intention is to get a competent board of directors by the 1st of January, 2025. And to get a competent set of managers who will work alongside the board and with the existing CMO, Director of Hospital Services, and the other competent staff to transform healthcare in Grenada. That is our plan.
That is your plan, but your plan ain't work because up to now we still waiting. So let me hear you once again.
Come. For us to statutorize the hospital. And our aim and intention is to get a competent board of directors by the 1st of January, 2025.
1st of January 2025. I want to make sure that is what we're hearing. We don't want to misquote you.
By the 1st of January, 2025. And to get a competent set of managers who will work alongside the board and with the existing CMO, Director of Hospital Services, and the other competent staff to transform healthcare in Grenada. That is our plan.
That is your plan. All right, okay. We just wanted to make sure. And so because, yeah, we didn't want to hear them wrong and say that you hear the wrong thing. So we wanted to hear. And that was on the Bob Reporter. But that's the same man that came back afterwards and told her, wait, tell us again about healthcare again, boy.
The process is painful. Being told that, healthcare has not been improved for the past 2.5 years is a fact. It has not been improved in the
Grenadians, you all find it improved now? Yeah, the same healthcare. Remember, these are the people that are going and turn sod and say they're going and build hospital, eh? Yeah, but they're telling you that 2.5 years they couldn't even improve healthcare. I mean, they was throwing Laco under the bus too. but it was admitting a failure of them as an organization and as a government.
Healthcare has not been improved for the past 2.5 years is a fact. It has not been improved in the way that you would expect to see it. There are some small signs, as pointed out earlier, but what we really need to do, we haven't really done it yet. But
what you had to do, you ain't do it yet. Okay, all right. Yeah, folks, just in case you're not Grenadian, that is our Minister of Health speaking there. No, he's not in opposition. That's the Minister of Health that's speaking, about the ministry that he's in charge of.
The process is painful. Being told that, healthcare has not been improved for the past 2.5 years is a fact. It has not been improved in the way that you would expect to see it. There are some small signs, as pointed out.
Remember, there's also the people that gave themselves significant increases in salary. Significant increases in salary as soon as they come in, and then how long after they give themselves significant increases in salary. But it's telling you, what is the situation with healthcare? It has not improved. So what are we paying the extra money for?
Told that, healthcare has not been improved for the past 2.5 years is a fact. It has not been improved in the way that you would expect to see it. There are some small signs, as pointed out earlier, but what we really need to do, we haven't really done it yet, but we have done all of the planning, all of setting aside.
Well, folks, they're still planning and they're still setting aside and all kind of thing. They're still planning. That is the situation with our healthcare system in Grenada. Yeah, that is our present situation with Grenada's healthcare system. Yeah? Just now you can't get... Well, now so let's see offensive. Just so you can't get offensive. I mean, I love by serious business here. It's serious business. When a young lady could be run over by a truck, dragged by the truck, until her hip damage, ribs break, pelvis damage, all kind of thing, and be sent out from the hospital to go home and recuperate on their own, that tells you something definitely wrong in this place. We should have at this stage had national health insurance, which could have covered some aspects of the treatment for such persons within the initial basket of goods. So under the last administration, where the stage it was at is you had the secretariat was there. So in other words, they had the office with the people who were putting together the basket of goods. And the basket of goods, some people may hear saying basket of goods and wonder what I'm speaking of. The basket of goods for national health insurance simply means what services you would be able to access using your national health insurance. So the basket of goods may have been that, hey, you're able to go to a dentist once every 6 months or once a year. You're able to go to an ophthalmologist once every 2 years. And I'm just using examples here. I'm not saying that is what was there. You may be able to get certain minor surgeries may have been included in the basket of goods. To say, well, if it's these surgeries, you can get that under national health insurance. Your national health insurance will cover it. Or it will cover a percentage of these more critical, major surgeries. So you're going to do a heart bypass, but you may have to do that outside of Grenada. That your national health insurance would cover a significant aspect of that. Because I know, for instance, for the Turks and Caicos, if somebody over there has a major health condition, they can travel to the United States, and I think a lot of them travel to Colombia. For some reason, I don't know, a lot of them have been going to Colombia. So you find people who are living in the Turks and Caicos, they have the national health insurance, and they are able to travel next door to Miami, because you know that's just a short plane flight over and they're in Miami. They would go there, and the government would provide money for them to help them with the relatives that go with them. They might go to do a medical procedure, and the government will pay for a place for them to stay and that sort of thing. and help them with that. So they give them a small subsistence and money to be able to rent a place to stay for the period of time and for the procedure that you go to do. So some of them find themselves going to the United States, and probably those that don't have a visa, or according to what they're looking to do, maybe they believe that it's better in Colombia. Many of those folks were also finding themselves going down to Colombia. And when they get to Colombia, the government would provide them, that's the Turks and Caicos government, and not the Colombian government, would provide them with money for a place to stay and subsistence and so for the period of time that you're down there. And people might be going to do cancer treatment, you may be going to do a major surgery or so. It's not available in Turks and Caicos. You can go down to Colombia, you can go to the US, or you go to the UK, wherever it is you have to go. You can go and you can get these different things done. That is how the national health insurance works for them. That is what the NNP government has been trying to put in place, that this government derailed. So that if it is something that could be done here in Grenada, that it would be done here, but you don't have to go around with a box asking people to donate. You don't have to go around doing a motorcade and telling people donate to this person's surgery or that person's surgery. You don't have to do a motorcade going around to donate, to get donations for that. But that you would be sorted out by the government itself through under national health insurance. Yeah? So it would have been available for you, your children. Something happens with one of your children, unfortunately. You don't have to go and do a GoFundMe. You don't have to go around and ask somebody to get a DJ truck and get about 20 people running with bucket at the side of the DJ truck right around the island to try and see how much money you could collect to rush and do a surgery. But that child you could immediately say, we are sending that child down to Trinidad or Barbados, or we are sending them out to the US or wherever, but we're sending them to get that particular surgery done ASAP. And the parent gets a check one time, this is your money for your hotel stay, whatever it is. So those basket of goods is the stage that the NNP had arrived at when it came to national health insurance. You could find Nicholas Steele and ask him. That is where the government had arrived, sorting out what the basket of goods would be. Would it be that you could receive cancer treatment? Would it be that you could receive dialysis? How many? How much is it that government is going to pay for the full dialysis treatment through the NHI, the National Health Insurance, or is government going to pay a percentage? So that if it used to cost you $700 a week, it's going to cost you $300 instead, because government is absorbing the rest of it, which is going to help a lot of people to preserve their lives. So what is it that this government is doing right now? Because we're not hearing about basket of goods, we're not hearing about secretariat, we're not hearing about anything. The last thing we heard about national health insurance in this country, Grenada, is that they run the people that were working with the government of Grenada at that point in time. They run them. After the election, that company approached the government and said to them, hey, we realize you all are the new government, and so we'd like to work along with you all. This is the information. And they were giving the information to this government, but this government kept ducking them. They didn't want to meet with them. And then after, they come and saying now that, oh, the company wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they wasn't providing what information they were supposed to be providing, and other nonsense. Yeah? That is not the situation. The people were trying to meet with the government. The government, for whatever reason, just decided that they were not meeting with them. Yeah? Nonsense. Yeah? So that is what was taking place. That is what was happening under the NNP. And I said nonsense in relation to something I see there. Yeah. So what we need to find out now, more than you're going and build hospital and all this kind of thing right now, as I continue to say, no Grenadian is against having a new hospital. I don't think I can meet a single Grenadian of whatever age, of whatever political persuasion, yeah, that would not like to see a brand new spanking hospital for the people of Grenada. But we know what you all are doing is election gimmickry. It is not aimed at the improvement of healthcare in Grenada, because if you were serious about the improvement of healthcare in Grenada, to preserve the lives of the people that here now, what you all would have done is ensure that the national health insurance was in place now, and at least an initial basket of goods was in place for the average Grenadian, so that our elderly, their quality of life could have been improved, that our children, we don't have to be going by Lacroix to watch them, we don't have to be going by Otway to watch them, but that they would have been around with us to grow into the adults that they should have been able to grow into. But instead of that, you have to be making GoFundMe and all sorts of things to try and preserve the life of yourself or your children or your grandparents. Because this government simply does not care. And the problem with not caring and being incompetent is that it is a very toxic combination together with stupidity. So the incompetent, they don't care, and then you have a bunch of idiots around them and within them. And the toxicity of that is fatal to the average Grenadian. I'm dead serious about it. It is a toxic combination. And as such, we have a situation now. And I'm sure this weekend somebody gonna pass around again with a truck trying to raise funds for something. Or this mountain you're gonna see it again. I get these things coming in here all the time. This person needs assistance with that. That person needs assistance with the other, and so on. We try to put out as much as we can put out in relation to those things. Which reminds me, I have to put back my stuff into my weekly stuff with the young lady out there in St. Mark. Yeah? Because she's still here. She still has the condition. Still has the implant that needs to come out. Cannot get to the United States. Nurse Wendy, myself and yourself have to speak on that issue. We have to do what we can do to see if we can get that child out of here. Yeah? But we ought not to be in those conditions right now. Because we should have had national health insurance, even if you don't have the full thing. But the initial thing could have been in place and ready by now. We could have been contributing in a significant way towards our national health the same way they come and they change their promise to you and have people contributing towards a pension right now, denying you the 1958 pension. So even though you qualify for the 1958 pension, you're not going to be getting that pension, you'll be getting the next pension that you're contributing to now. Because the 1958 pension is a non-contributory pension. In other words, it says that the government of Grenada just had to pay you. They are saying, no, we need you to pay into a pension plan that we go use to pay you. Some people may say that is okay with them, some others might say no. But there are people within the public service now who otherwise would have been able to qualify for the 1957 pension that are now going to only qualify for this new pension plan that they put in place there that they didn't discuss with you all, you know. They just come and tell all you, that is what they're doing, and they stick it on you. But in the same way they do that, and they're shoving their hand into workers' pockets to pull the money out for it right now. In the same way they do that, they could have put in place the national health insurance by now to preserve the lives of those workers and their children and their families, their wives, their husbands, their children, their brothers, their sisters, whoever they had under that national health insurance to help preserve their lives. But instead of that, no, it's more important to take a shovel and turn some soil and say that you're doing things, but you understand where they're coming from. And let me explain a bit where they're coming from. I was in St. Lucia for the general election there. You know what the government there did? And you know that the Prime Minister there is extremely good friends with the Prime Minister here. And I would realize that several of the things that their government did just before the elections there in St. Lucia is the same things you see the NDC attempting to do over here. So you know what they did in St. Lucia? They went and they opened a hospital. Because this hospital was an election issue for nearly the last 4 election cycles in St. Lucia. The original hospital had been burnt down. They were operating a hospital out of what was supposed to be a sporting stadium. They actually changed it into a hospital down there in View 4. And that's where they're operating from. So they built the new hospital, which there were several challenges too. But the government decided, hey, we go into election, open the damn thing. We ain't care if we ain't complete. We don't care if we can't offer the services there. We don't care if we have an emergency and the people can't be seen about there. Open the damn thing. So they went ahead and they opened the hospital. And lo and behold, they were successful in the election. So this government that we have in Grenada, they can't come and hand over the keys to 500 houses. Because Project 500 never got off the ground. They built some houses up in Dunfermline and so on, and they say they're hoping they could sell some of them before the end of the year. But Project 500 never got off the ground. A lot of people make a lot of money off of what's supposed to be Project 500 so far. But Project 500, you see them building 500 houses a year? That has not come off the ground. So, they can't come and hand over keys for that. They can't come and say that we built the new hospital. The most they can do to come and tell you now is that we turn the soil for the hospital. And then the talk is going to be out there, vote for us, because if you don't, you wouldn't get the new hospital. Without telling you that the new hospital is not for you. The new hospital that they're looking to build, a movie star want to come and do their plastic surgery, they can come to Grenada and do their plastic surgery. That's what they're looking at, you know. They're looking at you, the average Grenadian, that might have gallstones and need a surgery. Yeah? Or that might have a stomach ulcer and need to do some surgery. They're looking at you, or who might have stage 1 cancer and need to do surgery. They're looking at you. What they're looking at is them high net worth individuals. Like those you see they went in Ghana and Nigeria and Dubai and meet. They're trying to offer the medical services here so these people could come and utilize that facility. But for you, the average Grenadian, it's still the health center and the St. George General Hospital that can't test your blood right now. It's still those places they're looking to send you. Because if you have to go to the new facility, you have to come with your money waving like a flag before you get to go into the new health facilities that they're putting in place. If they were to ever put it in place. Because there's some funny business around the money that has to be put into that hospital. Let me say it straight, there's some funny business taking place there. There is some funny business taking place regarding the money for that hospital that they're talking about there. Because it's my personal belief, they don't have the money, they have not accessed the, they just talk, but they have not accessed the money to actually build the hospital. And they know when they lose the next election, because they know they're losing, they know when they lose the next election, they will come and say NNP stole it, knowing full well that they had no agreement, no arrangement, no funding in place to actually build that hospital. But they want to pull what the St. Lucians pull. So they know SLP, their sister party in St. Lucia, they know they come and they open an incomplete hospital and they was able to pull it off. So they feel that Grenadians, in their minds, they believe that Grenadians are gullible. So they believe that if they come and say, boy, we could just stick some shovel in the ground, turn that over and say, we break ground on this thing, send a few tractors in to dig some trench and knock down some tree and thing, build up a little concrete structure and so dredge a little area, that kind of thing, and then you're going to say, we're doing thing. Call the election. And then they go show the drone shots and say, look, the new hospital is coming, vote for us, the new hospital is coming, and so on. Government is a continuum. If the funding is there, and if the arrangements and the agreements are there, don't worry. The government that can get it done and does getting done will get it done. That's the new National Party. Because it was the last NDC that said no funding was there for the national stadiums. You know. They were the ones that were saying, there are no money there for that. We will play that next night because we have the audio still. And it was the NNP that had to come in and ensure that you get the houses. That all you take and all you do as all you want to do it. That right now you're saying all of these houses and them sold and this thing so and nobody staying in it. Them place empty. You know why? Because it's the high net worth individuals outside of Grenada that they give them apartments to. Or as they call them, the condos. That's who they give it to. Not the vulnerable people and the low income people that were supposed to get it. The sign in Chinese and in English on them place say low income housing. Deacon Mitchell and his administration come in and take it from the low income people and give it to the rich and wealthy friends. That is unconscionable. That is why I've said what I said before. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, in universities, not only in Grenada but around the world, when they're discussing political history, the name Keith Claudius Mitchell of Grenada will call. That name will be called. They're going to teach a whole 2 days on just Dr. Mitchell and his leadership and his achievements. They ain't going to even remember it had somebody named Deacon Mitchell. The same way somebody doesn't remember it had a prime minister called Ben Jones. They wouldn't remember the name Deacon Mitchell. He'll be but a footnote in the history of Grenada. Meanwhile, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, they'll be writing chapters about him and his achievements. Yeah, he will remain a hero to many people in the decades to come. Yeah, he might not have paper book again by then, might only be online and them kind of thing. So his name will live on. Some of them want to play the throwing and saying all kind of thing, who laughing in parliament and enjoy your one term. It's one you get in. Enjoy your one term. Because when this one term finish, you better insert it in your mouth and suck it. Folks, that's all the time we have tonight for Talking Points. It's been wonderful being here with you and everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you and look forward to interacting and speaking with you all very soon again. My name is Sheldon Scott, and whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. Yeah? I am out. Let me just get this thing here quick. Hey, come quick. Nice. Yeah, let me just make sure I get this up.
For information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500. And our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visual, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
E&G Enterprise invites you to a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, the chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322 or 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Like every